Many of you know me. I think even many more of you know of me. I am Rachel's sister. To get it out of the way, I am, even though she's shorter than me, she is older than me. I have known Rachel my entire life. Growing up, Rachel and I could not be more different. I actually confirmed this with her in the car last night that she felt the exact same way. So when I was about 5 years old, and she was about 7 years old, I wanted to pretend to be a wolf or a deer running around the forest all day, and all she wanted to do was stay inside and draw. When I was getting into fashion and makeup and boy bands, she had entered her jock phase where she was playing volleyball, basketball, and tried to fake her way onto the soccer team. When she was a junior marshal and graduated the top of her class in high school, I was perfectly happy getting a B in English. My mom was not happy about that. When we were in marching band, she was standing out as a drum major when I was trying desperately to fit in the color guard. When she went to college, she chose to go into teaching and music and make an impact, not an income. When I decided to be an engineer instead of a graphic designer so that I wouldn't have to worry about making a living. In college, she was out hiking every day, every weekend in the mountains, when I was hiking in the mountains of Minecraft every weekday. And nowadays, I need to have a plan and a valid rationale for all of my decisions. Sorry, Kyle. While she just prays and makes huge life-changing decisions off of, vibes. But that's the thing about Rachel. She goes against the grain, she trusts that God has her back, even when life doesn't seem to be going her way. Many of you know, Rachel moved to Washington the summer of 2024 after her school district slashed her arts budget. The move was unexpected and not in her personal 5-year plan, and definitely not in my personal 5-year plan, because she was my Airbnb in the mountains. But she heard God's call and chose to follow. Fortunately, she did, as Hurricane Helene came through that fall and devastated her community, completely flooding out the place she was renting before. As the year in Washington progressed, Rachel continued to build up her music program from scratch. She would relay some insane stories about kids in her class, which I don't have time to go into. But over time, you could tell her students were starting to buy into the program. She took her students on some of their first field trips ever, coaxed kids who would otherwise never sing into recognizing and appreciating their voices, and she got Teacher of the Year. So, hard to argue with that. Outside of teaching, she got heavily involved in a new church year and old-time jam circles, obviously, in which she has helped shape her communities. So there's all reason to Saturday, August 10th, 2024. This was the first time I ever heard about a Josh Campbell. I was at a coffee shop with some friends when I got a text from Rachel, and she said, I quote, "There is a chance I met a younger someone who is also in the same obscure musical niche as me." Containing a screenshot of a Facebook DM from a bearded man with a black cat, inviting her out to join his old-timey jam group on Monday nights. She insisted that there was absolutely nothing there, that she wasn't ready for anything, that these two had absolutely nothing in common. You guys know the drill. Nearly a year later, I get a call from her out of the blue, out of the blue. She says, "Hey, so you remember that guy I told you about before that I had, absolutely nothing between us, he had no chance with me? Yeah, we're dating." That was 10 months ago. In that time, I've gotten to know Josh and learned more about the type of couple that they are. I can see how happy Josh makes Rachel and how their unique hobbies and interests complement each other. I am excited to have gained a new brother today. Maybe not as excited as my dad is, as I am being dethroned from my role as my dad's favorite son. So here is to Josh and Rachel. Lift up your glass of water as we see. To listening to God's call and acting on it, to leaning into our differences, because we will all one day find someone who is praying to find someone uniquely like us.
Yay.